Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you all, my dear students? Hope everyone are doing well at your home. So, my dear student, God has created this beautiful world. You can see sky, sun, moon, stars and many more things. When you look at them, don't you all feel to know them more? Or study about them? What is there on the moon? What is star made up of? Why is sun so bright? Why does night comes after day, and how does day come after night? So when we all see all these things, we become very curious, isn't it? So did the Kalpana Chawla. Now who is Kalpana Chawla? Have you heard this name? Yes, you have today's lesson, that is lesson 4, an Indian American woman in space, Kalpana Chawla. So in this lesson, in the beginning, you have a news report. You have a news report in the beginning. Tragedy in space. There was a tragedy in space. US Space Shuttle Columbia breaks into flames. So it's a name of a space shuttle. US Space Shuttle Columbia. That means it's a name of a space shuttle breaks out. Breaks out means there was a big blast. And it was unprecedented. What do you mean by unprecedented? Something which no one thought of. Something unexpected happened. Something which no one thought of happened, and there was a big blast in the space. And which space shuttle? US Space Shuttle Columbia. In this space shuttle, there were 7 members along with Kalpana Chawla. Along with Kalpana Chawla, there were 7 members in this space shuttle, and it was about to land near Texas, and there it broke out, and there was a big blast. And which day it was? It was Saturday, 1st February 2003. On Saturday, 1st February 2003. So what happened? What happened? Suddenly this space shuttle lost the contact with the NASA. Now see, whenever they send a rocket or any kind of space shuttle, there will be certain staff member who will be sitting in the space center, and they will be in contact. They will be in contact, and they will be speaking to each other or passing the information, what is happening, or when to take off, when to land. So at 9 a.m. when the time was 9 a.m., the space shuttle, US space shuttle, which was at the altitude or at the height of 200,000 feet. That's a great height. At that height it was, and it was at the speed of 20,000 km per hour. It was very speed, and it was at the great height, and it lost the contact with the NASA. It lost the contact with the NASA, and there was a big blast. Now this when did the space shuttle lift off? This space shuttle left off from Kennedy Space Center, Florida on 16th January 2003. Or it took off from the earth on 16th January 2003. From where? From Kennedy Space Center, Florida. So in this space, the space shuttle was there on the orbit for 16 days. For 16 days it was outside the earth or in the space, it is told that it took 252 times. It took the round of the earth, going round to the earth 252 times, and there were 7 crew members, and they did 80 experiments. It is not a small thing. Being in space and doing 80 experiment is a great thing. Now it was told that this space shuttle, US Space Shuttle Columbia, is good to take 100 flights, or 100 times it can go into the space. But sadly, this was only the 28th flight. It has gone to the space many times, and this was the 28th time. But it was told by the scientists that it can take off for 100 times. Now let's know about one of the crew member, that is Kalpana Chawla, who was born in India but was a citizen of America. She was born in Karnal. A small place in the city of Haryana. You all must have heard the place Haryana. In that place there is a small place called Karnal. She was born in Karnal, and when they asked her about how did you become such a great astronaut, she told she never thought of all these things. It was great, or it was big thing for her when she got her graduate. When her parents allowed her to do engineering at Tagore School, when she got her engineering seat, or when she did her engineering itself, she was very happy with it. She never thought that she would be such a great astronaut, but she had dreams and she worked hard. And after her Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering, she did her Bachelor of Science. Okay, she was a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering. After doing this, she wanted to do her higher studies. To do her higher studies or her PhD, she went to United Kingdom, but her father was not with that decision. In spite, her father didn't want her to go to United States for her PhD. She, in spite of the opposition from her father, she she worked hard. She went to United Kingdom and she did her PhD in aerospace engineering. She did PhD in aerospace engineering, and she was the first Indian American woman astronaut to blast off from the launch pad of Cape Canaveral in Florida. And this was a successful mission. Her first flight was from Cape Canaveral, Florida, and she was successful in it. And when she took off from Cape Canaveral, everyone, all her family members and everyone in Karnal were cheering her, along with the space staff at Kennedy Space Center. In Kennedy Space Center, there were the staff. They were very happy for her. Along with those members in the space center, even her small village where she came from, that is Karnal in Haryana, they were very happy for her. Now, she was born in that place where Haryana. Later, she became the naturalized citizen. What do you mean by naturalized? Naturalized means she was not born in America. She was born in India, but later on, she became the citizen of America by marrying the flight instructor John Pierre Harrison. John Pierre Harrison was Kalpana Chawla's husband. And who was he? Even he was a flight instructor. What do you mean by flight instructor? Flight instructor is the one who teach how to, how to fly the flight, how to do it. They instruct. Okay. Now, Kalpana Chawla, along with astronaut, she was a licensed single and multi-engine aeroplanes. She could drive. She had the license of single and multi-engine land aeroplanes and seaplanes, even the single and multi-engine seaplanes and gliders. She had license. Having a 4-wheeler, 2-wheeler license is big thing for us, but she had a license for aeroplanes, seaplanes, and even for the gliders. And she was also a certified flight instructor like her husband. Her husband was a flight instructor. In the same way, even she was certified. She was a certified. What do you mean by certified? She had a certificate to be a flight instructor too. Now, after qualifying as a pilot, what was her next planning? She had a next challenge, and her challenge was for applying for NASA. While she applied for NASA for the first time, she was just a research scientist. She was taken as a research scientist, but later in 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. First she was just a scientist, later they selected her for training. Before being a scientist is not enough to be an astronaut. Even after being a scientist, they needed to train them properly how to, there is no gravity in the space. You cannot stand still. So you need lots of training. So she was trained to be a astronaut. When she was asked, what it is like being a woman in her field, like astronaut. Most of the males are astronaut. Very rarely we find females in this field. So she was asked, you are a female, you are a girl or a woman. So how do you feel being a female, being a woman? How do you feel in this field, being an astronaut? So she told that she never thought that she was a girl or she was from a small village, a person who came from a small village, or a person from a different country. See, that was not her own country. She later became the citizen of America. So she never thought of it. But she only concentrated on her dream, and luckily whoever she met and she told that she wants to do something, they encouraged her and they told her go for it. Now, Kalpana's first space mission in Space Shuttle Columbia was 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes. Okay, each and every seconds will be counted when they go to space. Each and every timing will be noted. So her first Space Shuttle Columbia was there in the space for 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes. Now, during this time, 15 days, she took 252 rounds of the earth, going round the earth. It's not a big, small thing, isn't it? She had how many rounds? 252. And during this time, she had done many different experiments. Experiment for pollinating, or how to grow the plants in space, pollinating, and many other experiments were done in the space. Now, along with her, there were even Japanese and Ukrainians in that crew, in that space shuttle. Along with her, there were Japanese and Ukrainian, and they were traveling at 10.45 million kilometers. Now, the experiments which they did all was for a price tag of $56 million. $56 million were, the price tag, or the price for those experiment was $56 million. But what happened on Saturday? On Saturday night, when the news broke out, when the news of the blast broke out, everyone were full of disbelief, or they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe, and they were in shock. And all the people from her village, that is Karnal, they were glued near the TV. What do you mean by glued? That means they were not moving from the TV. They were seeing the news again and again. They were just expecting that maybe all the crew members are alive and they will come back. They were, praying to God that let them be safe and secure and let them come back to the earth. After this incident happened, that is, there was a great blast or disaster in the space, or when it broke out, there we have a journalist wrote, she was a heroine. What do you mean by heroine? You know, the ones who come on the TV only, they are not the heroines. The ones who do great things. Now, being an astronaut is not a small thing. To do such a great thing, you need to have a knowledge of encyclopedia. Encyclopedic knowledge you need to have, and you need to be very brave too, and her achievements are very great. So a journalist told she was a heroine. It takes enormous ability to become an astronaut. You need to know a lot about everything, from biology to astrophysics to aeronautical engineering. In this age of super specialization, you must have encyclopedic knowledge to be an astronaut. Her achievement is inspiring. So a journalist wrote this about Kalpana Chawla, and for all of us, she is a great inspiration. Looking at her life, we get many things to be learned. Even after being from a small village, she went to a completely different country, got more knowledge and many achievements over there. So I hope you all have understood the lesson. Go through the lessons. Go through the lesson. There are many important words and difficult spellings. Go through it. See for the meanings, and you have some of the spellings like aeroplanes. Can you see? Look at the spelling of aeroplane in your textbook. It's given airplanes, aeroplanes. Actually, this aeroplanes spelling is different in American English and British English. What we speak in India is British English. Okay, what we speak is British English, but in this text, in this lesson, you have the spelling of aeroplanes. This is American English. Okay, it is not wrong, but it is different. In American English, it is written as airplanes, but in our English, British English, the spelling is aeroplanes. Okay, aero. But in American English, it's different. You have another word, that is program. The spelling of program in American English or in your textbook in American English is program, program. But this English what we speak, that is British English, the spelling of program is program. The spelling is different, but the pronunciation is same. Okay, program and aeroplane. So you have these words and some other words to go through it, read and be thorough with it. With this, we have come to the end of this video. Jazakumullahu khaira.